You know what I find really funny is how when Notre Dame played their first game and Olivia Miles went for the triple double, 20, 10, and 10, everybody clapped it up. Nobody talked about the level of competition that they were against. Same with Floge and what they've done in their first three games. Same with UConn and Paige Becker's going 9 for 10. Everybody just claps up the performance, and nobody really wants to talk about the level of competition, or at least they don't want to focus on the level of competition. But when it comes to USC, they had a really tough first game on neutral site. It wasn't on the road, but at a neutral site against Ole Miss, ranked Ole Miss. They clamped them down. Then they played Cal Poly, clamped them down, came out to a 40-6 first quarter lead. This game they started with a 30-6 first quarter lead. But all I see when it comes to USC is people talk about, nah, they didn't play anybody. These blowouts are not fun to watch. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that when it comes to USC and Juju Watkins. If the numbers count for Paige, if the numbers count for Hannah Hidalgo, if they count for Floje, we're not going to look at Juju Watkins. And she hasn't put up crazy offensive numbers, but I'm not here to talk about her offense. We're not going to look at the numbers that Juju Watkins has put up and just wave those off and dismiss those either. No, we're not doing that. So yeah, 21 points, 9 assists, 9 assists. All right, that's all fine and dandy. But it was the 6 steals and the 3 blocks that I want to talk about because I believe that Juju Watkins is the best defensive player in the country right now. Yeah, there are some centers that can put up the amount of blocks that she's putting up, 3 and 4 a game. There's some centers that can do that, some bigs that can do that rather, a lot of forwards. There are some guards that can put up 4, 5, 6 steals per game like she's been doing lately. We already saw what happened to Hidalgo last season, but we're seeing more and more guards, especially in some of these weaker non-conference games, put up those kind of numbers. But there's not a single player that can do both the way that Juju Watkins can. Not a single player. And she's not just getting blocks out on the perimeter. She's also getting a lot of blocks at the rim and not just on smaller guards either. So I'm just looking at the landscape of the entire country right now. I'm seeing some great performances. I've kept track of most of them. I just made a video showing pretty much all the good performances from last week. So I've seen them. Nobody's playing defense at the level that Juju is right now. So she's the best two-way player in the country, hands down. Probably the best two-way prospect we've seen since Candace Parker. Maybe ever. Maybe ever. Maybe ever. Is that an overstatement? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I really don't care what you guys think. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm convinced right now that Juju Watkins is the best two-way player in the league, in the country rather, however you want to look at it. But that's not the only thing that I want to talk about from this game because the biggest revelation for me was the three-point shooting. That's something that we've been waiting on for USC pretty much all season. I know the season's only 3 games long now, but still, if they would have made it to game 3, game 4, and had still been shooting 15, 17% from three, that would have been a story. Probably something that would have gotten in their heads a little bit, right? So to see them turn it around and shoot 47%, even while Watkins was only 1 for 6 again from three, that was great. The entire team was letting it go. Look at that. TiVo, she was 50%. Kennedy Smith, she was 50%. Right? Malia Samuels, she followed up a great shooting game last game with another one. She was 50%. You love to see that. Everybody got involved. Even Kiki took 2 threes, made both threes. That's something that was on her jacket coming into the season. Can she extend her range out to the 3 point line? So this is great for the team and for her individual draft prospect. I'm really excited as a USC fan that they finally got their 3 point shooting together. But more than that, I think that this may be the best defensive backcourt, not just the starters, but that whole 5 player rotation that they have in the backcourt. I think they may have the best defense in the league. I know Duke has a really strong defense and a good claim to that. But I'm riding with USC on this one, just from the numbers that we've seen early on in the season. And not just the numbers, it's pretty much what I expected from them, knowing their individual talents coming into the season. They really just confirmed it, right? So this might be confirmation bias. It might be. But when you have Malaya Samuels, the pit bull, when you have Kaylee Heckle, the K9, and then you have the best two-way player in the country, Juju Watkins, yeah, man. Did I mention TiVo? I didn't even mention TiVo. When you have a rotation like that to throw out there at the front court, did I mention Kennedy Smith? I didn't mention Kennedy Smith. Yeah, she does it all. You guys know she's a lockdown player. I think that USC has the best defense in the country from the backcourt perspective, at least, for sure. Not from the front court, maybe, but for sure in the backcourt. And right now, with the way that the game's going, that's the most important. You've seen it from the freshmen. Guard play is taking over, so having players that can defend those guard positions, crucial. Very crucial, especially come tournament time. So very pleased with what I saw from this game, regardless of the opponent. They came out to a 40-6 first quarter lead in the last game, but they kind of lit off the gas, let Cal Poly get a little bit going. I mean, not really, but they start putting up 16, 17 per quarter, something like that. This game, they weren't having that. 6 points in the first quarter, 7 points in the second quarter, 7 points in the third quarter. All right, that's all they gave up. Yeah, this defense is looking scary. When they played against Ole Miss, the story was they just didn't have the scorers or the shooters. But now we see USC had a little bit something to do with that because Ole Miss has looked decent in their game since then, and USC's defense has still dominated regardless of who they're going up against. So love to see it. That's really all I have for you guys on this video. Is to just make sure I put this out there that Juju Watkins put her on the Defensive Player of the Year watch, right? And it's time that we switch up the narrative on her being an offensive player, though. She's the best two-way. This is Jordan in the flesh right here. This is Jordan-esque right here. You go look up how many all defensive teams that he made. But yeah, I'm starting to really see the vision of Juju as a complete all-around player. Once that three-point shot lands just a little bit more consistently, and she's turning down the turnover slowly but surely, yeah, love what I see. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree. Do you think that Juju Watkins is the best two-way player in the country? And if not, who is?